Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Sid Meier's Civilization 6. I'm your host, the QuickSmasherEXE, and, this is re-recording, actually. I am re-recording parts 17 and 18 after, as those of you who saw part 14 know, they were tragically lost. Just for the sake of my own, just for the sake of making things a little easier for me, I'm going to use whatever meta-knowledge I might have acquired, playing ahead a bit. Now, it's not a lot. Basically, I know that Poland's not going to surrender, so I need to go kill them. And that's about it. I am going to try and otherwise do things as I did, or at the very least, do things as I would have done without knowing. But, I forgot a lot of what happened. This recording session is actually quite a bit after the last one. That's actually kind of why I'm doing it, because I've caught up on episodes. They won't give me all the cities, so, no. If they don't give me all their cities, then I won't take it. So yeah, we're gonna have to kill them. Alright, if you're not gonna give us everything we want, we're just gonna have to kill you so you can't withhold it from us. Alright? And yeah, the reason I'm recording this right now, which, though it doesn't matter to you, is late, is because I've caught up. I've edited videos all the way up to part 15 at this point, and so part 16 will be on a Monday, and I can't really record during weekdays, so I have no actual way to, record something during the weekdays, which effectively means that if I don't upload it, or I don't get it ready, record it this weekend, then, well, it's not Sunday. Did I say it was Sunday? I don't remember. It's Saturday. But it's, Sunday morning. It's, past midnight, but not yet 1 a.m. And I just need to record things so that I'll actually have footage to edit to upload this week. It's just my fault for being behind on things. Anyway. Let's think about what we want to build in Rio de Janeiro. I could build a watermill, which I don't think would have a lot of benefit. Nothing that gives us housing is actually available besides this aqueduct, and I don't like building aqueducts because this would give me 2 housing, and that just feels like such a waste to spend all that time in a district space. I mean, it doesn't cost towards your district capacity, but it does take up a tile. It just feels like a waste to spend it on that sort of thing, So I just don't like to do it as much as it's probably not effective, and I'm just kind of being petty. Let's check our great people. I don't know if I've talked about district projects yet. Alright, so what happens is, are we winning for engineering race, by the way? Yes, kinda. These projects do what they say. If I were to complete this project, I get gold every turn and then great merchant points once it's finished. Which would be nice, but I don't really need it. We were pretty assured as far as great merchants are concerned. I can't get this builder over there to get knight. I don't know if I have niter anywhere. Oh, I have 1 niter, which means anywhere with a, I can check up here, by the way. Any city which has an encampment can produce bombards and musketmen and all that. But I need 2 niter in order for anyone to be able to produce them. I'm going to actually just build a trader here. So, yeah, that's how it works for every strategic resource, mind you. If you have 2 of it, any city can build units that require it, and if you only have 1 of it, then it has to be in a city with an encampment. You can also upgrade units that, you can also use 1 copy of a strategic resource to upgrade the unit's precursor. And if you have no copies of a strategic resource, the unit just isn't available. So hardy har har. I'm not going to go explore up there. I don't think there's another civilization there. Like I said, I will be using some of the meta-knowledge I acquired from playing ahead in this game and then all the footage being lost, so I know that there is actually more land over here, which is, it's ridiculous because there's this tiny little peninsula, and despite the fact that it's the gateway between the worlds, Poland wasn't actually able to take advantage of it. I mean, they didn't take advantage of it. I don't know if they weren't able to. They just didn't. Stinking Poland. I swears, mate. Well, whatever. They won't be around too much longer to regret that decision. So, I won't bother with it. Be bothered about it, that is. I mean, I'm going to bother taking all their stuff, of course. Yeah. Sorry if I'm sounding a little slow. Like I said, it is kind of late. And this is going to be a short recording session. It's sort of brief. It's not... it's not a full recording session, and since coming off a recording session that I'd spent a lot longer doing, you know, I'm just a little bit out of the mood for using it. Anyway, let's see. Here would be an interesting spot to put an industrial zone, because I could put a lot of stuff around it. Oh, here would be, though, because I could put all these into quarries. I don't want to bother everyone too much, so I'm just going to go ahead and build the granary for, well, nah. I shouldn't build buildings that provide more housing when I could just build the district that the housing would be useful for getting. Let's see. I could probably put an industrial zone here, and it would be able to get a lot of yields. I don't know what other districts I would put in the city, but I guess if it has a good industrial zone, it doesn't really matter what other districts I put in it. So we're just going to send this over here, and we're going to have this guy, who is just a regular archer. We can upgrade to a crossbowman, so he can hopefully help take out that pikeman. This heavy chariot would actually lose pretty badly. Not that badly, mind you, because pikemen still aren't very good. So having a pikeman, even though the pikeman is 2 eras further advanced than the heavy chariot, and it is of a unit type designed specifically to counter cavalry, it's still not actually, you know, that actually good at it. We'll work on the granary a little bit, but we'll switch over to the industrial zone once we have the tile for it, which will be here, and we can put our little mines around it and all that. And we can also kill this warrior without much difficulty, because this knight, while 2 eras more advanced than the warrior, and it actually does its job well. Well, it's not a knight, it's a mamluk, but you know what I mean. Pikemen and spearmen are just kind of disappointments. It's very unfortunate. Oh, yes, and here is Frederick. I knew we were going to meet him. I don't know who the 8th civilization in the game is, but I knew that he was in it. He's going on his little rant, and I've mentioned this. I think this is the 3rd time I've mentioned this. You can't actually skip these leader cutscenes. So, again, if you, yeah. And I talk about this in a little side note in another episode, but if you meet a civilization by having 2 of your units meet, you can find out where their capital is. Otherwise, that doesn't happen. That's not what happens. You find out, like, the location of a nearby city. Sure. Yeah, I'm gonna try and escort this settler somewhere over here. Maybe over here instead. Because it might be nice to have a connected empire, but here would also technically be a connected empire. We'll just have to see. And, let's see, what should I do? I guess I could remove the forest. That's going to definitely speed up that aqueduct. That Philadelphia doesn't have much in the means of housing. Yeah, just 2 housing. So this aqueduct is going to be real nice, because Philadelphia doesn't actually have any fresh water, so it's going to get like 6 housing from that or something. Which is pretty nice, you know. It's aqueducts aren't usually worth building, in my opinion, but they do have their moments. And, geez, that's a lot of truffles here. Probably might, but it's a little far away. So, let's see. There. Now that we have a mine of niter, we have 2 copies of it, which means that any of our cities can produce bombards. And I didn't mean to talk to Gilgamesh. Go away. In just a little bit, I think we're going to start working on that. I don't think they count as siege units. I don't know if there's a policy to benefit siege units. I don't think it would be here. There is a policy that benefits the production of support units, which I don't think bombards count as. But that one's not until way later in the game. I don't remember where it is. I'm not going to bother too much trying to get it for you. I think it's actually under suffrage. Verifying that's air units. Huh. Oh, here it is. Yes, patriotic warfare. Support units get a production boost. Bombards aren't even in those areas anyway, so it wouldn't matter. Our current plan is to scout out German territory and figure out what the best way to murder them is. Then, while we're also going to be building up cores of bombards to use to take out Paris. And hopefully that will be enough, you know. Hopefully that'll be a sufficient amount for world domination and all that. And unfortunately there's a hill there, so my crossbowmen couldn't be useful just yet. If I eliminate the last city of Poland, then they're removed from the game, so even if my units were reduced to health, where a Polish unit could walk in and kill them really easily, it wouldn't matter, because their city would be taken. And so, like, all the units would just vanish. Like, there's no, you know, insurgencies remaining that might want to hold off against these oppressors. I'm gonna have this guy wait a turn. I'm gonna have him pillage the farm, just to be extra safe against that pikeman. And I know I've said that pikemen aren't very threatening, and they aren't. But, you know, just in case. You can never be too safe, especially not with a well-promoted Mamluk. You don't want to waste something like that. Speaking of, let's get ourselves another Mamluk. You can never have too many Mamluks, unless the maintenance cost for all of them crashes your economy. That might be a few too many Mamluks in that case. Oh yes, and this knight can still move, because pillaging only costs 3 movement, so, you know. I mean, you could keep that in mind, I guess. And Germany is busy sending us a boatload of apostles. I don't think they're sending them to us, I just think they're trying to send them to people, right? But they're sending quite a few of them over. They're probably going for a religious victory of some type. Let's see how they're doing. Religious victory, they've converted 16 cities. Well, we might just have to do something to keep that out so they don't sneak some sort of religious victory in under our nose. That would be kind of disappointing to get this far only to lose to a religious victory we didn't even notice. You know, that'd be a little sad. Now, what can we do with this builder? Let's have him repair that farm. That sounds nice. He's a bunch of builds. Right. Did we have serfdom? Sorry. It's, like I said, it's been a while since I've played here. This is just a quick session too, so I don't remember everything that's happened and everything I had slotted into my government and all that. I do know that I certainly am going to need more settlers, and I do know that I am going to need my bombards, but I don't remember everything, you know. Still some little fuzzy gaps in mind. And Frederick wants to give me all this stuff, which is good. I'm going to accept this deal because Frederick not hating me isn't going to last very long. Once I eliminate Poland from the game, I'm going to incur huge warmonger penalties. They're not even giving me their cities. So, like, I don't know what they thinking, but they dumb. But yeah, once I eliminate Poland, Frederick is going to immediately hate me because he realizes that I will, you know, discard the value of human life and people's native culture for my own personal profit. So, I mean, he's not wrong, but he's going to dislike me for it, and that's a little inconvenient. And we're going to shoot with this archer just so it can get a little experience. It's not necessary, but it might be nice. And speaking of experience, let's see which of these guys is closer to a promotion. This guy could get a promotion out of it. Probably won't, but we'll let him have a shot. I don't think he'll get a promotion, but he'll get closer. Yep, he got a promotion. Ah, yes, and I remember this little glitch. Because I have eliminated Poland from the game, peace has technically been made. We are no longer at war with Poland, and so Teddy Roosevelt, his agenda reads this as me creating more peace on the continent. I ended the war through the elimination of my opponent, and Teddy Roosevelt was so eager to congratulate me for it that he interrupted the death speech of the enemy leader. So, yeah. Weird thing, that. But, you know, it's a computer. They do weird things like that. It's kind of in their nature. We're going to keep the city. Alright, we won't be so cruel as to completely eliminate Polish culture. Not that we could, because we wouldn't be able to get rid of Krakow, but still, you know what I mean. And now that we've scrolled all the way over here, we have to scroll all the way back. We can see how to get to nationalism. Humanism is the way we do that. Thinking about going Reformed Church in case it would help me, like, get stuff to fight off the German units, but I don't think that's necessarily going to be needed. It sounds dumb and all that, but you know what I mean. I'm not going to need that, really. So, let's see. Let's go to mass production because we have that boosted. I don't think we're actually going to kill any units with the musketmen. But, you know... Oh, wait. Right, we need to change our government. Let's make sure we aren't building any workers. Rowan has a worker. It has a lot of stuff that I could harvest. So I will admittedly leave in serfdom, probably. Unless there's something really nice I need, because the extra 2 builders aren't that essential. These additional adjacency bonuses for industrial zones would be nice. So, maybe. Is anyone anywhere else building a builder? Yeah, I don't think we're going to leave in serfdom. I think it's time that we begin building, I don't know, settlers, I guess. We do need some of those, so... And I know we also need to build bombards, of course. There's a lot that we need to build. Not sure if I'm going to go put settlers in, though, because I don't know. Because everything else seems to be building something else, so... Yeah, one of the tough decisions. Well, we could switch out of serfdom. Let Washington work towards its builder, and Rowan could do its monument and meeting house while it's waiting. And we can switch out that for bonuses to our industrial zone adjacencies, which would be nice. That's going to be a couple extra production in a few cities. That's pretty darn good, that. You know, I wouldn't... Don't, you know... Like, a few extra production is pretty darn good. It's good, you know. It's not like... When I say it's pretty darn good, I don't know if I'd use such strong language as that, even though it's not particularly strong. But, make no mistake. You can't have too much production. No. I'm gonna move this crossbowman over here. I'm gonna move this Mamluk to I don't know where. We've got all these units over here to defend our lands. I guess we could move these Mamluks and gosh darn it, stop! Move these Mamluks over to guard this little river so we can get a settler there soon enough, at least. We'll continue with an industrial zone. And if we put it here, we could put mines next to it. And then our craftsmen would be able to benefit more from it. Right? Because it doesn't affect... Because the craftsman modifier is not displayed when you place down the district, which is probably for the best, very convenient, you know. But it'll be a little bit more useful than you think. And we could build a synagogue for a lot of faith. I don't need a lot of faith. Speaking of faith, can I use faith to recruit myself a great artist? I don't really need it that badly. I don't think I want to do that. I will repair this monument, though. Alright, you can't blitz through to nationalism fast enough, you know? Because, again, cores are quite a bit stronger. Having cores of bombards would render Paris's defenses pretty mute, as would having units that aren't in the medieval era, because they have at least industrial area units. And you don't want to be having to deal with industrial area units using your dudes on horseback. Well, that was easy enough, but now I don't have a room for my industrial district. That's a shame. And there's no real point to building myself a commercial hub because of the harbor, so I won't get an extra trade route from it. I will, however, build a settler because I do need that, and it's pretty close to there, so we'll be able to send it over pretty quick. And I can have this Mamluk defend here, and I can have this settler run here, and I can send this Mamluk all the way over into the other continent to see what lies beyond our understanding and find more people to conquer. Because we've gotten rid of most of the people here. We have this one little nuisance bothering us, but that won't last for too long. And I'm going to have these Mamluks rest around here. There's not much they need to do. except stand still when I want them to, and not assume that I want them to move. So yeah. With that, this concludes part 17, re-recorded, hopefully successfully. I would hate it if I ended the episode and that gave me a recording error, but hopefully it's not going to do that. So thank you all very much for watching. I hope you're all enjoying the series so far, and I will see you all next episode.